All right, guys, it's me. It's me, Next Morningstar, and I am here to discuss. Let me see if I can prop this up a little more. I am here to discuss on making making magic your own and following your own, and how to discover your way and how to discover your thing. We're also going to discuss also too how to find your own sigil or symbol, whatever you want to call it. I used to call it symbol until I got further into the occult community, and then that's when I started, calling it a sigil. So we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss making your own, spiritual magic. I use the term Nindo. It's a Japanese term. It means like term, not turn, term, and it pretty much means like, your own mission statement. You know what I mean? So, so let's start off with the, with the claim your own Nindo or mission statement, however you want to call it. You know what I mean? Like, make a claim of yourself, make a claim of who you are. And it's not a fancy ritual you just have to do. You just have to like stand in front of the mirror and say, I am, well, as I would say it, I am Nick's Morning Star, and my way is that, I will protect and stand by those who are close to me, and I will fight for what is right, and I will fight for those I love. That was one of my Nindos. You can always add more to your Nindos as well too. But again, I'm not trying to like put out my own way of being out to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, I'm not keeping it a secret either, because, obviously, wearing a black craft Colt tank top. I think those of you guys who, pretty much like know the symbology and everything of that kind of pretty much like know where I would personally stand on, but that's not what my videos are about. My videos are about you finding how you stand for and what you stand for, as well as my blogs as well too. So, like I'm saying, find your Nindo, claim your Nindo, claim who you are, claim your way. You know what I mean? Because remember, like, your Nindo is pretty much like what your spiritual witch occult way is going to be for you. And then finding your own symbol or sigil. This one's actually is a pretty good meditation. And, to be honest with this one, it's something I have never done until actually today. One of my friends actually like asked me if I've ever done this. And I was like, no, I haven't. Can you like explain to me the steps? And this particular friend also gave me permission to share this as well, which is exactly why I'm sharing this with you guys now too, because I was granted permission. I would never, and that's one thing, you guys, one principle too that I want to like share out with everybody too. As you're going in your spiritual, metaphysical, occult, journey, always, 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 if someone gives you magical advice, if someone gives you a spell, if someone, gives you a trick or something like that, respect that as something sacred to that person. Don't just like give it out without their permission or without their consent. That's a dickbag thing to do. So, now going into the finding your own sigil or symbol. It's actually 5 steps to this. The first step is, again, like, find a clear, quiet, protected space find a clear, quiet, protected space in your own magic space, and pretty much like make sure that like where you're meditating at, because this is a meditational exercise, where you're meditating at is well guarded, well protected from any negative energies that may intervene or anything like that. And while you're in meditation, you are going to make sure you get pen and paper right now so you could write these steps down. So the first step is get into meditation. Second step is, while you're in meditation, you are going to visualize a stairwell. And the third step is while the third step is with your intent of retrieving your symbol or sigil, you are going to, your third step is you're going to make that intent to get the symbol or sigil at the top of the stairs that you are visualizing in the second step. Fourth step is you're going to walk up those stairs. And when you get to the top of the stairs, the first thing you see is that symbol or sigil or whatever you wish to call it. And then when you see that, I strongly recommend drawing it out. I am drawing it out right now. Let me put it on a piece of paper for you guys. All right, now this is just a rough symbol of what I got in this exercise. It's not actually my sigil that I, drew, because again, my magic for myself is something that's sacred for me. That's why I don't share what my altar is. I don't share much of my magical tools. You know what I mean? And if I do, I move them to a different spot on my altar afterwards too. So that way, you know, keep things protected, keep things safe, and keep things sacred. Always, always, always keep your magic sacred, guys. So yeah, this was the sigil that I drew this time in this exercise. Of course, my focus and intent was finding another sigil, not really so much my own sigil. And then once you do that, you actually can use your sigil to pretty much mark your tools, empower your tools, use it to mark your spell workings, mark your chants, mark your book of shadows, anything that is yours on the magical spectrum, on the spiritual spectrum, on the occult spectrum, on the metaphysical spectrum. You could use your symbol sigil that you discovered to mark it for yourself. It's also great to do for to incorporate in your spell workings as well as your ritual workings. And if you're able to like get it made into jewelry as well, even better. All right, guys, so that's it for this segment, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Blessings and tidings to you all.